As a college football player, rivalry week is awesome. Today, I'm talking with the starting quarterback in one of the oldest rivalry games in college football, Chase Garbers from Cal. We're talking about the big game, and it's coming up right now. Hey everybody, welcome to Elite Athletes TV. I'm Mike Pawlawski, former 11-year pro quarterback and quarterbacks coach here at EliteAthletesTV.com. Today, I'm talking with Chase Garbers, quarterback at Cal, getting ready for the big game, which is the rivalry game for Cal versus Stanford. If you check Trivial Pursuit, you will see in the box, as a question in sports and entertainment, it asks, what is the big game in college football? And the big game is Cal Stanford. So next time you play Trivial Pursuit, you now have that answer. But it is one of the oldest rivalry games in all of college football, has a rich tradition. I can tell you firsthand that playing in this game is something incredibly special. I played in 2 big games. I was on the sideline for 2 more as a backup. And the emotion, the passion, the love of the game, the love of school, the loyalty, the camaraderie around these games is intense. And to be a part of it is life-changing in a way that you can't really describe, but it's something special to have as part of my history. Before we get started, if you haven't done so yet, if you love college football, if you love X's and O's, if you love talking about the game, make sure you subscribe and ring the bell. Get notified every time we have new stuff coming out. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to hear from Chase Garbers, Pac-12 quarterback, about the big game, about X's and O's. We're going to talk a lot about kind of football concept, X's and O's, and what it's like to play the position. And leave me a comment down below. Love to hear from you, your thoughts, your opinions, anything about the game of football. Happy to answer it. Please share this video out. At Elite Athletes TV, we're trying to help young athletes improve in their sports. The more you share this out, the more young athletes we can help, and that's our mission. Now, let's get to that interview. Chase is taking time out of his schedule, getting prepped for the big game on Friday, to talk to us here at Elite Athletes TV. Joining me now, third-year quarterback for the Bears, Chase Garbers, and it's big game week, Chase. But it's big game week, unlike any other that I've ever been around. Kind of what is the mood on the team right now in the locker room with everything going on?
Well, it's definitely different. With the whole pandemic thing going on, so everything's kind of a little different than it usually is. But we're excited. We can't wait to go play Stanford on Sunday and ultimately keep the axe where it belongs.
Before we get into X's and O's, and by the way, I love that, keep the axe at home where it should be. Before we get into X's and O's, I want to talk just a little bit about this season. You guys coming into the season, getting ready to go against Washington. All of a sudden that game gets canceled. That must have been a blow to you guys. Week 2, Arizona State almost goes down, but then you reschedule UCLA. What was that mood like amongst the team there, kind of before the game, getting ready to go? What were you guys thinking? I've never seen a college game with only 48 hours to prep.
Yeah, we definitely knew coming into this year it was going to be a season like no other, and obviously with the late switch up from ASU to UCLA, Coach Wilcox says you always got to keep your knees bent, and with little game prep time at all, we just had to go out there and play, and ultimately we lost, but it was a lot of learning lessons in that first week.
And no doubt about it. As athletes, we always believe that we can kind of overcome anything. That's what we're taught. It's what you have to have, really, the higher you go at every level, is to be able to play, to think that you can win every time. Not totally reasonable, but I'm not going to take it away from you because you need it. You go into Oregon State now, and that may be the best I've seen you throw the ball vertically kind of repeatedly in a game, that Oregon State game. Let's talk about that first deep ball to Kekoa Crawford. I actually operated this offense when I was in the league, and so I know a little bit of the West Coast. I know that was Hound 2, and we called it Dancer, but I think it's all go. Talk about that play and talk me through it.
Going in the game plan, we knew we were going to challenge the secondary vertically. We were going to take our shots when we thought it was appropriate. We got the ball right around midfield. We decided we were going to take our first shot there, and we called double go. We had a good matchup with Kekoa on the sideline. Ultimately just had to put it out there for him, let him run under it. And
I know I used to love it as a quarterback. I'd get that look, right? You've got your alerts, you've got your goes, you're going to hit them. I always felt like I kind of have to sneak it, not let them know that I'm looking to his side, not let them know that I'm looking at it. What's going through your head when you see that?
Well, definitely, we saw single safety, so definitely got to move the safety, opposite of where I was going to go with the ball. I kind of knew, there's a press matchup on Koa, so I was probably going to go that way. Pre-snap, post-snap confirmation, he stayed impressed, and just had to keep the safety where he was or move him to the opposite hash.
Well, it was a fantastic ball. I watched it again tonight. It's a great pass. You come back and you cap that drive with, was it a fade or was it a sluggo on the outside?
It was supposed to be a fade. They're playing heavy inside leverage, in the red zone. So Makai, kind of dove in a little bit more than what I thought he was going to do to, set up the fade, put enough air on the ball to where he could adjust, and he made a great catch.
As a quarterback, one of those big things at home, and a lot of young quarterbacks watch us, putting enough air under the ball for your guy to go get it, and you threw the perfect ball in that. For him to be off route for what you were looking for timing, to give him that much air so he can go back and make that play, is a fantastic throw. So 2 great throws in that game. Talk about the young guys with you. Obviously had 3 new offensive linemen in that game who weren't scheduled to start, but they stepped up and played.
They did a great job, answering the call. Obviously it's a lot of them, it was their first time playing college football. So to go out there, in the season that we're in right now, to operate at that level was definitely huge for me and huge for them also, and huge for the offense.
Let's talk about the last play of the game. So they're bringing pressure, bringing fire blitz off the outside. You've got the slant with a curl inside of it, and the slant's open. I saw exactly what you were reading. Slant's there. What's going through your mind? You're feeling that pressure. Talk me through it.
Yeah, so he came off the edge. Obviously, we were hot. We had a dart slant from the outside. Who they were in cover 0. So that's the cover 0 beater right there. That's the hot answer. Free edge, staring down the gun of the barrel. Ultimately, had to make the throw. Defender, tipped it. Obviously, went straight up in the air. Unfortunate. Wish it bounced backwards or to the side, just not straight up in the air. And they ultimately came down with it.
Yeah, wish it bounced anywhere but where it did, right? I saw you going after it, trying to play pass defense after that, so making every effort on it. Let's talk. You switched offenses last year, so you were in the offense with Bo Baldwin for 2 years, and now, or 3 years really, right? But now you come in and you're in with Bill Musgrave. And talk about the difference between the offensive styles and the difference between the concepts in terms of progression versus coverage reading.
Well, for the first 3 years of my career, we were definitely a spread offense, more college oriented, with Coach Baldwin. A lot of, pick a side, read that side concepts, a lot more time in the gun. If you were under center, it was going to be all run or, some play action. And then switching up to this year, more NFL style, with Coach Musgrave, whole new terminology, which, you hear on Sundays all the time. A lot more balanced offense where, you're going to be under center, half the time, you're going to be in the gun the other half. So definitely an offense that, fits our personnel, I think. And, I love the offense a lot. I think it definitely fits my skill set.
So I used to love it. We had a great running game when I was quarterback at Cal, and we were able to throw play action off of that. Obviously, that's what you're trying to establish. What was it like for you to get back under center again? Having been in shotgun for so long, you hear guys talk about that with quarterbacks all the time. Well, he's only been in shotgun. He can't adjust. That was one of the knocks on Goff when he was coming out. Talk about what it's like to take a snap from center, having to take that full drop as opposed to just being in gun.
Well, it wasn't really a big difference for me. I mean, growing up as a quarterback, you always start out under center and learn, 3-step, 5-step, 7-step drop from under center. So, my first 3 years in college, we didn't drop back under center at all. It was all play action or run game. But you definitely work on it when you're back home or on your own time. You definitely work on under center, drop back game. So just to have it, in the offense this year is awesome. Definitely, mixes it up for some defenses, and it's fun to pass out of.
Now, I didn't actually get into the gun until I got to the NFL down in Tampa. So for me, I went the opposite. I was always under center, and then finally got to the gun. I was like, wow, this is great. You can see everything from back here. It's pretty awesome. Talk to me, for young quarterbacks that are watching this, what is one thing? What is one big key, maybe the biggest, if you've got it, thing that you learned about being quarterback, a lesson that you think is really important?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, having a presence in the offense, being a true leader, having overall command of a huddle, I think is the biggest thing. You got 10 other guys looking at you to recite the play. And, if they don't know what to do, you got to tell them what to do. So knowing, what everyone on the field has to do is definitely one of the biggest things, I think as a quarterback.
Which means study, get in your playbook, understand it, and talk to your coaches and ask those questions that you need to ask. If you don't know something, ask. I tell my quarterbacks all the time, I want you to ask every question that comes to your mind, because I don't want to even talk about dumb questions, because that's not even an issue. I want you to ask every single question because you need those answers as a quarterback. That's a great tip for kids that are out there. So take that to heart. Talk to me about Stanford this week coming up. What are you looking at? Stanford's defense. What are you thinking?
Well, every year Stanford's very talented on the defensive side. Always, coming out of high school, they're always going to get the biggest guys in the country. So they have a lot of size up front. Couple new guys in the secondary that haven't really played as much, but they definitely have some speed in the back end. Playing them for 2-3 years now, I definitely know personnel, Coach Shaw, what he's going to bring to the table against us. Obviously, different offense this year, so a little different scheme from them probably in the past years. But ultimately, we're going to try and establish the run game early, and then ultimately drop back pass after that and take it to them this year.
Yeah, so kind of a general football game plan going in, right? You always want to establish that run. Once you own the run, you can pretty much do anything you want on the field. This year, your teammates selected you as a captain. You talked about leadership earlier. What did that mean to you, and how do you assert yourself as a captain?
Well, it means a lot, that the guys on our team, voted me as a captain. It truly is a blessing and an honor. And it means, just got to elevate the leadership role even more. There's obviously a leadership role as a quarterback. You are the leader of the offense, but now as a captain of the overall team, you got both sides of the ball and special teams to worry about also. So I think, just making myself more vocal, so, that everyone on the field can hear, and, ultimately lead them.
And this year is a very strange year to lead them in. So it's awesome. It is quite an honor to be elected captain by your teammates. So congratulations to you on that. I'm looking forward to watching you this week in the big game. I know you're getting ready, getting prepped, so I don't want to hold you all night long. I appreciate you coming on with me this year or tonight, and good luck on Friday.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
A lot goes into playing the position of quarterback, especially at the Pac-12 level, at the D1 level, Power 5 level. There's a lot going on. So managing all that and getting voted team captain by your peers, by your teammates, is something pretty special. If you like what we did here today, make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, get notified every time we have new content coming out. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed my interview today, and leave me a comment down below. Remember to share this video out. Family, friends, teammates, fans, coaches. We're trying to help as many young athletes, as many young coaches as we can, and kind of improve their knowledge of their sport. And so the more you share this out, the more people we can help in a positive way, which is our goal here at Elite Athletes TV. I appreciate you watching. Hopefully you learned a little bit about the big game, got some quarterback training, you understand the X's and O's better now, and we improved your football skills, hopefully making you a better player or a better coach. I'll talk to you again soon.